Well, now you know what the weather forecast is. Happy Thursday, everybody, the 30th day of August 2018. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCWLIFE channel. Dan Kuntz, once again, flying solo. It's okay, I'm licensed, I can do it. Steve Hare, once again, my normal partner to my left, is taking some time off. He'll be back on Tuesday after Labor Day. Also, Kat is taking some time off as well. So Uriah of Tunk Mountain is in control today. Good show for you today. Everybody's back to school. Weather's looking good. Football, high school gets going tomorrow. College gets going on Saturday. Seahawks at their final preseason game tonight, taking on the Raiders up at the Clink. And then, of course, they don't get going in earnest for the NFL until the weekend of September 9th. We got a Labor Day weekend coming up. It's a good-looking weather forecast. So we got the news with Grant Olson coming your way. Lots to talk about there. Sports, as I already mentioned. The obscure holiday birthdays, today in history. We have kennel cameos with Megan McPherson coming up. Also, everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. And, of course, we have a brand new show here on the NCWLIFE channel. It's called Live It Up. And it's hosted by the Ellingsons. Nice couple, good folks. Amy and Fletcher Ellingson hosts a brand new show called Live It Up. It made its debut last week, and I interviewed them. I talked to them not long ago. We're going to play that interview for you again here in the second half of the show. You don't want to miss that. And all the usual shenanigans apply. So if you're ready, and I'm ready, let's go ahead and see what North Central Washington looks like on a pretty good-looking Thursday morning with our Sky-Fi wireless high-speed cameras. The cameras themselves aren't wireless. You got to plug them in or they don't work. That is the cross camera, of course, as we look over the Wenatchee, East Wenatchee area. East Wenatchee is still bathed in shadows because the sun is just creeping over the bench. Wenatchee is looking good, just a few high clouds today. A little on the cool side today, a little on the windy side as well. We still are under the influence of that cold front that came in yesterday afternoon. Quite a bit of sunshine for the most part today, where the forecast details are coming up. So that is a good look at the Wenatchee Valley proper. Let's take you up to Orondo Rock, see how the Columbia River is looking, and it looks wet to me. The Orondo Rock camera, that is Turtle Rock that you see pretty much in the middle, that's pointing down the Columbia River towards the Wenatchee Valley. On the Orondo Rock camera, one of the lower cameras, for these cameras to work and for the Localtel's Sky-Fi system to work, the cameras kind of got to be high. They got to be up on cliffs and bluffs and overhangs and things like that. But some of them are pretty low, so those folks who don't have fiber can get high-speed wireless internet. So good morning to our friends in Orondo Rock. We're the #1 rated show, by the way, in the greater Orondo Rock area. Let's see what's going up in Chelan. Let's go to the Bear Mountain camera and look up the lake. There you go. Good morning, Chelan. Bear Mountain, the golf course, will be hopping this weekend, Labor Day weekend. Chelan, of course, will be hopping as well. The last big weekend for outdoor recreation in the greater Chelan area. But I got to tell you, September is a beautiful time to visit Chelan. Things are still hopping up there, and the weather's still going to be good. But the traditional end of the tourist season, anyway, is coming upon our friends up at Lake Chelan. And finally, I think we have a tremendous shot of billy goat. Do we not? There you go. Rapidly became one of our favorite cameras. We were really happy when they put that one up there. You've seen this before. Beautiful sunrise. You can see, well, it's a little hazy because of the fires in the Omak-Okanagan area, not to mention a little spillover from the Cougar Creek fire, but you can see Pateros, kind of, sort of, where the Methow empties in to the Columbia. If it was a clear day, you'd be able to see Brewster without any problems at all. Can't see Bridgeport. It's tucked around the ridge there. Good shot from Billy Goat at about over 7,000 feet in elevation, that camera. Wonder how the guys who have to maintain all that equipment up there get there. That must be a fun job, I'm assuming. So there you go. That's a tour around North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras. And as you saw at the start of the show, we do have a weather forecast for you. And it looks something like this from the National Weather Service. A little windy today. Still got that cold front, but it's going to be dry. No rain at all. We still have not had measurable rain in the Wenatchee Valley since June 16th. That's a long, dry spell, and it's going to continue right through Labor Day. High temperatures in the 70s, as you see, for the next couple of days, and we gradually warm up. It's going to be fairly mild and dry, really, through much of next week. As far as the National Weather Service is concerned, the temperature and the winds will peak at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's going to be breezy for the most part today. Northwest wind about 7 to 12 miles an hour. It's going to pick up in intensity to 13 to 18 miles an hour in the afternoon. Gusts up near 30. Now, it was pretty windy yesterday afternoon. You probably noticed that, but it didn't really affect the fires a great deal. They pretty much got those babies wrapped around, so whatever's going on, fire activity is within the perimeter of the fires itself. Clear tonight for the most part, 58 for the overnight low. Still a little breezy as the cold front exits the region tonight, and it'll take the wind with us. Northwest wind this evening 8 to 16 miles an hour, gusts as high as 26. Friday, sunshine, 77. That's below normal. Very little wind. Northwest wind 7 to 11 miles an hour. Perfect kite flying weather. And here's a good looking 3-day weekend for almost everybody. Saturday, sunshine and 80, nice light breeze. Sunday, no wind at all, sunshine, 82. Labor Day itself, Monday, 83, 84, 85. By Wednesday, very nice weather as we transition from October to September, one of my favorite months of the year. That is your forecast from the National Weather Service. It is 6 minutes after the hour, 63 degrees, fair skies, a few high clouds again. Highs will be in the upper 70s today and tomorrow with some wind, and then a gorgeous, gorgeous weekend. Looking forward to that. Steve Harris taking some time off, so Grant Olson will be handling the newscast. That's just 1 minute away, so go grab your cup of coffee. Come right back and join us in 60 seconds. The news is brought to you, as always, by our friends at Cascade Medical. Trained with a physical therapist who loves the outdoors as much as you do. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
The NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's Learn, Guada TV, Street Talk and Other Stuff, the 12th District, Life with Lisa, and the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good Thursday morning. I'm Grant Olson in for Steve Hare with a look at your morning news headlines. A Ritzville man remains hospitalized this morning after he was shot during an attempted robbery Tuesday night in Moses Lake near the Larson Housing Project. The man and a 17-year-old female were in a car parked at the curb near Arlington Drive at Lowry Street when several persons approached the car and tried to rob them. The driver tried to drive away and was shot in the abdomen by one of the persons outside the car. The assailants then ran. The injured man was taken to Samaritan Health Care in Moses Lake. His name is being withheld for the time being. He is the victim because he is the victim of a violent crime which is under investigation. Deputies and Moses Lake Police searched the area but were unable to find any suspects. Investigators today are following up on tips and leads. Anyone with information is asked to call the Grant County Sheriff's Office. That number 509-762-1160. Well, last night on the NCWLIFE Evening News, we told you about the new 10-gig fiber internet system that was installed at the Wenatchee School District back in June. The school district partnered with local telecommunications and the Chelan County PUD to complete the dark fiber project, which took about a year to complete. Dave Yancey, Director of Operational Technology at the school district, says the new fiber system gives the school district entire control over the internet system with much more efficiency.
Dark fiber really gives us 100% control of our fiber network and can control the traffic from point A to point B. On the old system, which is provisioned by any number of contracted people between the PUD and local tel, this puts 100% of all configuration into our hands, which means that we don't need to seek permission to do different things. We can just simply do them. It gives us the ability that if we wanted to push 1 gig through it, we could, or if we wanted to push 40 gig through it, we could. Right now, we've settled on 10 because that was the cost-effective mechanism, and that really gives us some room to grow quite a bit. So 10 gigs between all the buildings, 100%, and then just the way we designed the network was much more efficient. Now every building gets an equal foothold to push traffic at their layer, which is just phenomenally more efficient.
Yancey says the new dark fiber system will also give the school district large bandwidth capabilities, which will eliminate internet delays and rerouting.
Doesn't leave a whole lot of competition being bottlenecked. You know, if we want to do internal connections, then we don't have to route all the way to the central office to go back to do any kind of network routing. We simply say, you know, Foothills wants to go to Lincoln, whoosh, there it is, or vice versa. You know, it just gives us a much more direct connect throughout all our entities, which is good internally as we push traffic back and forth, but also gives it a much more streamlined queue as it goes out through the K20 and the internet.
Yancey also added that he's proud of the local partnership involved in this project.
It's a great partnership. It really uses what I kind of consider a hometown advantage. And I hesitate to use that sometimes, though, Grant, because sometimes people say, oh, okay, you know, you're scratching each other's backs. But it's really that, you know, the efforts of the community, they all want to do what's best for the community. And so they worked out the best system for the best price.
The new fiber system will give the Wenatchee School District one of the fastest internet systems in the state. Well, last week, teachers and the Wenatchee School District reached an agreement on a new teacher's contract, but that new contract didn't include all Wenatchee School District teachers. NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz tells us more.
Education support professionals in Wenatchee rallied at the district office yesterday afternoon in support of the union bargaining team who's negotiating a new contract. Lori Wisemore, a paraeducator at Mission View Elementary, says in order to retain good employees, the district needs to raise the wages of ESPs, also known as classified staff, to better match those around the state and across the river.
According to a report from OSPI, Wenatchee School District classified employees' salaries average, we rank at about 201 out of 295 districts. You compare that to Eastmont, Eastmont's at 87 out of 295. So we have some pockets of people who are 19% below the state average. Some pockets are 25% below the state average. So it's time to work together to find a solution to get those wages up.
Wisemore said the union has a positive relationship with the district and they hope their concerns are heard and the groups work together to solve the wage gap for the 300 ESPs.
We've traditionally worked on a 3-year contract, and our contract ends on Friday. So we are back at the table today to be bargaining wages. We've got a Wave for Wages rally that's going to happen today. We just want to bring awareness to the wage situation in Wenatchee. And we've got members that are showing up. We've got teachers who are showing solidarity and standing alongside us as we work to win wages for Wenatchee.
As negotiations continue, support professionals are headed to work today for the Wenatchee School District's first day of school. The current contract expires at midnight Friday, but the teachers said they will continue to work past that with or without a new contract. Dan Kuntz, NCWLIFE News.
The 2018 pear harvest projections are in, and it looks like another bumper crop. According to the National Pear Bureau, this year's harvest is expected to be up 26% over 2017, or 20 million boxes of pears. The expected harvest numbers for every variety of pears except the Concord are expected to see an increase this year. The Anjou is once again expected to be the most popular variety with an expected harvest of 10 million boxes, which accounts for half of this year's overall production. Green Bartlett pears will account for just over 5 million boxes, while the Bosque variety will produce just over 3 million boxes. Washington is the leading pear-producing state in the country with a crop value of $225 million. Well, this is the final weekend to enjoy the fun at Slidewaters Water Park in Chelan. On Labor Day Monday, September 3rd, your summer fun may directly impact your winter fun as well with the Slidewaters Echo Valley fundraiser. Purchase an advance ticket and spend your Labor Day slipping and sliding the Pacific Northwest Premier Water Park. Tickets have been reduced to just $10 and are available at Chelan's Shell Station, the Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce, Kelly's Hardware, or Lake Chelan Building Supply in Manson. You can also purchase tickets online or contact echovalleyinfo@gmail.com for more information. For over 60 years, Echo Valley has been the Lake Chelan Valley's community ski hill where generations of kids and adults have learned to ski and snowboard. Well, time now for our weekly Kennel Cameos feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Today, NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson introduces us to Ranger the dog.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCWLIFE channel. We are here with Don Davies, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and joining us today is Ranger. Can you tell us about Ranger?
Ranger is a really fun boy. He's 4 years old, and he has a lot of energy, but he's really sweet. He loves people, so he might be a little bit too much dog for young kids, but he would be great in an active home.
How is he around cats and other dogs?
You know, I wouldn't, just because of the boxy-headed whatever. I know he's probably got a little bit of prey drive in him, but he plays really great with other female dogs. He was out in playgroup this morning and just had a great time. I probably wouldn't have him around cats.
Yeah. And if someone wants to adopt Ranger, what are the steps they have to take?
So just come down to the Humane Society and meet him, take him out for a walk, see how you get along, and just come down and just fill out an application and take him home. He's good to go. He's all neutered, vaccinated, ready to go.
Awesome.
Thank you, buddy.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Kennel Cameos is supported in part by Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory in Leavenworth. Not only does the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory have great house-made fudge and super delicious candy and caramel apples, but they also have great doggy treats for your four-legged friends, located at 636 Front Street in Leavenworth. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
And that's a look at your Thursday morning news headlines. I'm Grant Olson in for Steve Hare, and I hope you'll join me later today for the NCWLIFE Evening News at 5, 6, and 10. Until then, have a great day.
Thank you, Grant. We appreciate it. Yeah, the news, as Grant mentioned, at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock right here on this very television station. You can also watch it on demand by going to our Facebook page late in the afternoon. You can also watch it on demand by going to our website at ncwlife.com, and both our Facebook page and our website are a great way for you to get a hold of us. If you go to ncwlife.com, you'll see the tab for Contact Us. You can just send us a message, or you can submit a news tip. You can go to our Facebook page and message us as well. You can email us, news@ncwlife.com, or go to our Twitter handle and take a look at us there. We try to make it as easy as possible for you, the viewers, to get a hold of us. It is 18 minutes after the hour. Sports, the Obscura holiday, birthdays. Today in history, everyone is entitled to Mike Benatti's opinion, and my conversation with the Ellingsons still coming up between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCWLIFE channel.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shainman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Let us make your dream of home ownership a reality. We're here to guide you through the loan process every step of the way. Check out our convenient online application. Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, your home for loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
Back at it here, Studio 6 in downtown Wenatchee. Let's do sports, counting down to opening night across the state. The high school football season gets underway in earnest tomorrow night. The Wenatchee Panthers, they'll start their campaign on the road. They'll be in Snoqualmie to take on Mount Si High. Scott Devereaux's in his 15th year as a head coach of the Wenatchee Panthers. Only 45 players on the varsity squad this year, but he says it's not about the numbers, but it's about the heart and the hard work.
I feel good. I feel good considering the smoke issue, how hard I watched them work in the weight room, how much work they got done in the gym. I feel good with where we are. I think our special teams could be a little more than where we are right now, but the attitude's been great, and that's pretty important. You know, I think we're ready. Obviously, it was a challenge, but I think our guys are resilient, and Mount Si's ranked, and I think we're ready to give them a run. So our guys want to play, and so we're going to play. I expect us to get after it. We know they're a big throwing team. They got a quarterback that's going to Oregon on a full ride. He likes to throw it all over the field, so we know that's going to happen. So we're preparing for that, but the key is us executing what we do.
Darius Carlson is back for his senior season. He's a great tight end player, and he also plays safety on the defense. And Carlson says he's not afraid to admit that his team is going to start out this season with a little chip on their shoulder.
Just to kind of prove ourselves. I think there's a lot of doubters out there, and I think we have a lot to prove to a lot of people, and I think we're going to show that with our pads. I love it. I mean, there's guys that are fighting for positions. You know, they're just trying to earn their spot, and I love it. I love that people are competing for the position, and they're not just kind of giving up and giving it to the guys that they think like deserve it, or the people that are inclined to it. I mean, every sophomore is fighting for a position, even if the seniors are supposed to have it. I'm stoked for this season to start up already. I can't wait for Friday. I think the hay's in the barn. We've done all the preparation, and I'm just ready for it to get started.
Good luck for the Panthers. Carlson and the Panthers taking on Mount Si tomorrow night, kickoff at 7 o'clock. Here at the NCWLIFE channel, of course, we'll be covering the Eastmont season opener as they take on Wilson High out of Tacoma. Senior quarterback Kalen Massey has been working hard on and off the field in the offseason. He's a leader in the classroom and on the gridiron. And Massey says he and his peers have to work hard following the tragic death that you remember of an Eastmont High School senior and the near death of another senior at the end of the school year last year.
We're getting a lot more kids to be active in all the different clubs we have here at Eastmont. It's like the numbers have gone way up. We've added a few clubs as of going into last year, and so there's just been a huge shift in everybody's mindset here at Eastmont.
I got to ask you, and this is probably not the most comfortable question, but there was tragedy for your school at the end of last year.
Yes.
With that graduating class. You know, what's the response, and now you're an upperclassman, additional weight maybe that you guys have to carry into this school year?
Well, at first, when it first happened, you know, that was towards the end of the school year, and that's supposed to be like happy time. Like everyone's like, yeah, school's almost out summer, but that kind of put a downer throughout the entire school. And for like we talked about it, and then they had the memorial service. Luckily, Richmond, he's doing a lot better with just like his neck and everything. And so we're kind of trying to look on the bright side of things, at least, that, you know, it sucks that what happened, but at least we still have who we do have here and are able to look at that in the bright side of things, I guess you could say.
What do you learn from that?
Just got to be smarter with your decisions in general, during sports, or even just out in the regular day, out in town, or anything in general, really.
It's going to be a beautiful night tomorrow night at Wildcat Stadium. If you can't make it to the game in person, you're invited to watch it right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Grant Olson and Mickey White with the call. Pregame 6:45, kickoff at 7 o'clock. Of course, there's a lot of high school football getting going. Here's take a look at the schedule. As we mentioned before, the Wenatchee Panthers on the road to take on Mount Si. There's the Wilson at Eastmont. The rest of the schedule you can see there. One game I'm keeping a close eye on, Kashmir, going to be at Ephrata. A good challenge for both teams at 7 o'clock. And there's the rest of your high school prep football schedule. I cannot wait. I cannot wait, quite frankly, for college football. Their season kicks off, of course, on Saturday. One with national implications, a big one for the Washington Huskies and the Auburn Tigers. They get going at 12:30. That game will be in Atlanta. Same kickoff time, by the way, for the Cougars. They're going to be in Wyoming, Laramie, Wyoming. This is a big game, too. And a very interesting clash will take place on the red carpet in Cheney. Eastern will host Central at 1:05. The Wenatchee Wild have one more exhibition on Friday before they begin the regular season. The Penticton V's are in town, 7 o'clock at the community rink. General admission tickets are just $10. The Wild will be on the road for the season opener September 7th at Vernon against the Vipers. Well, the Mariners, as Mauro Ramirez got roughed up for 7 runs in the first 3 innings. Mariners never really in yesterday's game. They fell to the Padres, as you see there, the final 8-3. Hunter Renfroe led the way offensively for San Diego. A 3-run home run, 4 RBIs. Gene Segura, 2 for 3. He's now batting .317 on the year. Seattle has no time to wallow in pity because now it's off to Oakland where there's no there. They got the A's. Huge weekend series. They've been chasing the A's for about the last month now for that final wild-card playoff spot. Wade LeBlanc is on the mound for Seattle. The A's will go with Frankie Montas. First pitch, 7:05. The A's are coming in after dropping the final three of their three-game series to Houston yesterday. There's your Les Schwab scoreboard. Tyler White crushed a walk-off home run at the bottom of the ninth for the Astros in their 5-4 win over Oakland. And that win pushed Houston 2.5 games in front of the Athletics. For first in the AL West, Seattle remains 5.5 games in back of Oakland in the wild card race. This is a big series for the M's. Also yesterday, it was the Dodgers downing Texas 3-1. Oh, let me tell you about the Seahawks and the football. They'll be taking on the Raiders tonight at the Clink. Final preseason exhibition game for both teams. Seattle 0-3 so far. On the exhibition season, the Raiders are 2-1 under their new coach, who is also their old coach, John Gruden. Good news out of training camp Wednesday. The team announced it has reached a 3-year, $38.1 million contract extension with wide receiver Tyler Lockett. Lockett, as you might imagine, deeply moved by the show of respect from his team.
This is something that we all dream of as kids, being able to get to this position and being able to know that our family is set and our life is set and stuff like that. But, I mean, for me, words can't even explain how I feel. I mean, I love this organization. Pete, John, everybody's been so amazing to me. With the way that they bring a lot of people here to be able to help us on the mental side, on the physical side. Everything that I need has been here. They traded picks to come and get me. They showed me that they wanted me here. From what I know in the draft, they were the only team that told me I could do both returns and play receiver. And, they have allowed me to grow as a person, and they also allowed me to develop into a receiver that I'm continuing to be every single day. And, we're in a business, so it's hard for businesses to be able to extend people. And the fact that they were willing to give me an extension because they see me in their future, that says a lot.
I wonder if the company will offer me a $3.81 million extension. I don't think so. Seahawks and Raiders tonight on your local Fox affiliates. So it'll be Q13 out of Seattle or KAYU Channel 28 out of Spokane. And welcome to the Seahawks, Brett Hundley. Brett Hundley, the backup for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, is now Russell Wilson's backup. They made that trade yesterday. So welcome to the Northwest, Brent Hundley. And finally, and that's sports at 27 minutes after the hour. It's time for the obscure holiday today. Today is Frankenstein Day. Ooh, Frankenstein Day. Because it was 200 years ago that the novel Frankenstein was written by Mary Shelley, the famous English author. She wrote books. She was fairly unknown. She was challenged to write a horror story, which she had never done before. So she wrote the story Frankenstein 200 years ago. She was born August 30th, 1797. She wrote the book at the tender age of 22 and is considered the very first science fiction novel. If you think about it, it kind of really is. Man manipulating man in that kind of respect. Frankenstein Day. Celebrate Frankenstein by reading the book. How many people have actually read the book? Just curious. It is Frankenstein Day because it's Mary Shelley's birthday. Let's do Today in History on this 30th day of August. August 30th, 1963, 55 years ago today. That is what they were waiting for. The famous red telephone, the hotline, the direct link between the White House and the Kremlin in Moscow went into action. So there wouldn't be any kind of communication problems. Hey, is he there? They could just pick up the phone and dial each other up directly. Well, it wasn't really a telephone. It was kind of an early fax machine, really. That is the Americans waiting for the Russian reply. The first message ever transmitted over the hotline on August 30th, 1963, Washington sent Moscow the following text: "The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog's back." 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. They do that to make sure all the keys work. The return message from Moscow was this: "We will take your quick brown fox and your lazy dog and bury you, you imperialistic dogs." That's not true. I miss the Cold War, though. 51 years ago today, Thurgood Marshall confirmed as the first African-American Supreme Court justice. Every Supreme Court justice before TM was a white male. That changed on this date, August 30th, 1967. Not surprisingly, the members of the Senate from the Deep South, not so pleased with this, but he made it to the Supreme Court. Thurgood Marshall did and made a major impact 51 years ago today. And now we've only had one other. We can do better. And August 30th, 1984, 34 years ago today, the maiden flight of the Space Shuttle Discovery It took off on its very first voyage. It served 27 years. It landed and took off 39 times, more space flights than any other shuttle, more time in space than any spacecraft that really ever. The first operational shuttle, by the way, to be retired was the Discovery, which launched on this date in 1984. And finally, we got some birthdays to get to on this August 30th. Most people remember him from My Three Sons. I'm talking about Fred MacMurray, the American actor, born in the state in 1908, passed away at the age of 83. Back in 1991, he died a very wealthy man. He was one of the very first Hollywood stars to invest his money in Southern California real estate. And it paid off in spades. Fred MacMurray, born in the state in 1908. Ted Williams would have been 100 years old today. He was born in this state in 1918. The 19-time All-Star, two-time recipient of the American League MVP, Triple Crown winner. He won the Triple Crown twice. One of the greatest hitters, if not the greatest hitter in baseball history. The splendid splinter, Ted Williams, would have been 100 years old today. Warren Buffett, the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. He's a wealthy guy. He's doing good. His net worth, 84 billion United States dollars. That makes him the third wealthiest person in the world. But of course, as you know by now, he's gotten together with Bill and Melinda Gates and Mark Zuckerberg to give away 99% of his fortune before he dies. Warren Buffett is 88 years old today. Cameron Diaz, the model, the actress, the producer, she's 46 years old today. There's Something About Mary was her breakthrough. She was in Charlie's Angels, of course. Bad Teacher, Cameron Diaz, 46 years old today. And we miss Sean Alexander, one of the great running backs in Seattle Seahawk history. Sean Alexander is 41 years old today, of course, the MVP of the National Football League back in 2005, and a legendary Seahawk indeed. 31 minutes after the hour. Everybody's entitled to my honest opinion, and then my conversation with the hosts of Live It Up, our latest and greatest brand new program here on the NCWLIFE channel, Amy and Fletcher Ellingson. Still to be had between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCWLIFE Sports.
I'm NCWLIFE News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on NCWLIFE.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Eastern Washington, it's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
You can buy fruit almost anywhere. From first off the tree to first in your hands, Lone Pine offers seasonal fruit from their farm and around the region every day. Make Lone Pine your latte stop with coffee from Blue Star Coffee Roasters and a fresh piece of fruit pie. Take a break with a friend and order a cold microbeer or a glass of Northwest wine. Bring the whole family and enjoy a Lone Pine lunch or a fresh shake in their park-like setting. Lone Pine Fruit and Espresso on Highway 97.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, in grade school, I was taught that George Washington never told a lie. Really? Never? I mean, come on. And then I was taught that Christopher Columbus discovered America. Well, no, he didn't, okay? Eric the Red probably got here 500 years earlier, and it wasn't even North America where Christopher Columbus landed, okay? And here's another good one. Native Americans and Pilgrims ate turkey on the first Thanksgiving. I don't think so. Who makes up this stuff, and why did they cram it down my throat when I was too young to challenge them? And you want to know what else? Another huge lie that I was told? I have searched numerous people-seeking sites. I have used many search engines, and I've looked all over the internet, and I can't even find one person named John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, let alone two. Now, I say it's time to promote honesty in education. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
This is State Representative Kerry Condata inviting you to watch our new and improved 12th District 2.0 show. Now featuring more information on federal, state, and local issues in a leaner, faster format. Guest hosts John Wise and Shiloh Shower bring it all home with yours truly, Kerry Condata. Why do we call it 2.0? Because just like me, it's the stronger, faster, and lighter version of today's politics. Also available on demand at NCWLIFE.com.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Always here at the NCWLIFE channel, we endeavor to put local quality television on a local quality television station. And we continue those endeavors with a brand new program that just made its debut a couple of days ago. The show is called Live It Up. It is a must-watch, and you're going to have a lot of chances to watch Live It Up. We'll get to that in just a minute. And here are the hosts of this very program. To my far, far left, please welcome Fletcher Ellingson and his lovely wife, Dr. Amy Ellingson, the hosts of Live It Up. Welcome to the program.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, Dan.
It's good to see you. You're a first-timer, so little something about yourselves. Amy, ladies go first. A little background. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Amy.
All right. Well, I work at the Lake Chelan Clinic, and I've been up there for 16 years. I came there straight from medical school. I went to school in Chicago. Well, I went straight from residency, I should say. I went to school in Chicago and then did my training in Billings and in Montana, and then I've been in Chelan for 16 years.
General practitioner?
Yeah, I'm a family doctor.
Okay.
I did obstetrics until a few years ago, but we work at the hospital and work at the clinic and take care of lots of patients.
Something you've always wanted to do? Was that being a physician's seed planted pretty early in your brain?
Yeah, I was pretty set on doing that in high school, and then I just stayed on that path. Yeah.
How did you end up meeting this guy?
We met in Chelan. Yeah,
okay.
He was living there and I was living there. So.
Okay, that's good. Fletcher, a little something about yourself.
Sure. I had a less traditional route. I went to college, dropped out of arts college, did some traveling, went back to college, and actually I was going to go into the seminary. I got my BA in Biblical Studies, so I was going to go into the seminary. But I had a love of magic, like close-up magic, stage magic, and got an opportunity to pursue that, which I did, and still love that to this day. It's one of my passions. But along the lines, started a number of businesses and got into personal development and really psychology and that really intrigued me, and so that's what I'm doing now.
And that is basically the genesis of Live It Up as a show. You're more of the physical aspect, and you're more of maybe the metaphysical aspect. I'm spitballing here. Is that about
the
right?
Mental, the psychological. Yeah, we help people shift their thinking to get the results that they want in life.
How did the show come to be? How did you end up on the NCWLIFE channel? Whose idea was this?
Well, it's pretty interesting actually, because it started when we did an interview with you on our Diabetes Smackdown. Amy and I put together a seminar called Diabetes Smackdown, the ultimate solution for people who are dealing with type 2 diabetes. And we did an interview here, and after that interview I thought, I'd like to have a show where we talk about things that are really relative to our lives, but we don't talk very much about them in our lives. And so I contacted you, and after I ran it by Amy, and she said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Called you, and you put me in touch with other people on your team, and here we are today.
So it's me.
Yes.
If the show is fantastic, it's because of me. It's because in your line of work, do you see a lot of type 2 diabetes? I know there's an epidemic going on. Is that something you're dealing with on a regular basis?
Definitely it is. And what's interesting when I'm on the show, and people, even my friends, talk about this, is that once I get started on a topic, I'm so used to educating people all day. It's just what I do about whatever medical condition it may be. Once you get me started, I just have this, knowledge base that comes out. And so the show for me is an opportunity to get some of that out there. And I'm the type of physician, the way I practice, where I really want to empower the patient to take care of themselves, because we can really only do so much with medicine and so much with what I say in the office visit. And so the more knowledge people have, that's going to be helpful. And then with Fletcher, it's nice synergy where he can help people see what's maybe stopping them from taking care of themselves as well as they should be or could. And then with the knowledge, those two together, we really hope that people can experience their own greatness, their own power, and really have a lot of vitality and wellness is really what my commitment is.
You're a powerful team. I got to tell you that much. When you sit down with somebody, Amy, as a physician, say, you have some warning signs here that I'm concerned about, be it blood pressure or your diet or whatever, and you can arrest this, but just got to start now.
Yeah.
When you leave my office, don't go to a local fast food joint and get a giant Diet Pepsi and a cheeseburger. Right. Are they taking to you when you give them some pretty sobering news that they're going down the wrong path?
It's funny because I do that a lot, and sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. But I definitely have had people come back like a year later or 6 months later and say, whoa, you really gave it to me last time. And I'm not necessarily someone who really gives it to someone, so that makes me laugh in and of itself. But they felt scared, and they really heard what I said, and they made massive changes. I've definitely had people reverse their diabetes, come off medication. I love taking people off medication. It's one of my favorite things to do, where people have made enough changes in their lives where they can come off diabetes medication or high blood pressure medication. There's plenty of people that don't, that they're just kind of coasting in the comfort zone, and that's totally fine. I don't ever get upset with them. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people really do take it to heart, and because what happens with illness is a lot of times you don't feel bad at all until all the complications are now present, and then you can't take it back. And I don't want that for them. Nobody likes coming to the doctor's office all the time, or having procedures, or being in the hospital, or not feeling good, taking thousands of dollars worth of medication. And no, that doesn't make anyone happy. And that's what I end up seeing happening. So I really try to let them know, like, gosh, let's try to do this now so you're not going to be one of those people.
Are we an over-medicated society as a whole? There's a pill for everything, so take it?
Well, I definitely think that we don't necessarily, I don't feel like most Americans see, I don't know how if they feel like they're in charge of their own health all the time. I do feel like they maybe look to the healthcare industry, look to supplements, look to experts, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but there's so many cultures where they just do it themselves. They will take it upon themselves to have that lifestyle or look at their traditions. So I do think, I don't know if we're over-medicated, but we definitely look to medicine as maybe an easy way out.
Fletcher, who do you emulate in your line of work? Who do you want to be like, I guess?
Oh gosh, I have so many people who have inspired me over the years. Zig Ziglar is an oldie but a goodie. I mean, I love his stuff. Wayne Dyer, fantastic stuff. I got some of his books, and of course Tony Robbins. I mean, years ago I was down in Sedona, Arizona on a business trip, and I was pretty down and out. I started this business. I was flying to these places, really trying to make it happen. Had a lot of debt in my life, had a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unhappiness. And I remember that night, I'll never forget, I was in this tiny little hotel in Sedona, Arizona, flipping through channels, just like, what am I doing? You know, what am I gonna do with my life? You know, how am I gonna really get things back on track? And I remember seeing Anthony Robbins' infomercial, and there was something he said, and they just got me. And I left my hotel room, got in my rental car, drove to Flagstaff, about 45 minutes away to a bookstore, picked up a copy of his book, read it from front to back on the plane, and my life has never been the same. And so Anthony Robbins, Wayne Dyer, Zig Ziglar, all those guys.
Do people have a hard time understanding what it is that you do? I get it.
Yes.
But
yeah.
People have a hard time wrapping their head around how you go about your business.
Yeah. So I mean, in a nutshell, what we do is the show Live It Up is all about creating better health, wealth, relationships, taking your life to that next level, whatever that means to that person. But a lot of people know what they should do in their life. They have a whole list of shoulds. I should do this, I should eat this, I should, you know, all this stuff. But until they make it a must, nothing happens. So we in the television show, we help people discern what they should be doing and how then to implement that into action and get new results. There's a great saying that I love by Einstein, actually. It says, we cannot resolve our current problems with our current level of thinking. We have to have new thinking. And that's in effect what we're trying to get at on the show is, how do you get new thinking? What is it? And it takes a lot of intentionality. And so that's what the people will get when they watch the show.
Do people not understand? I grew up in a Norman Rockwell painting, as close as you possibly could. Do people still don't get the golden rule and just treat human beings with basic human decency and respect? Is that still not getting through to people?
Yeah, I would say yes. I would say, yeah, people have a lot of expectations on how they should be treated, but we've never really understood how life works, how you create your life. A lot of people wonder, like, how did this happen to me? How did I wind up here, right? And so many things happen to get them to that point, they can't go back and reconstruct what actually happened. So it feels like life is happening to them instead of realizing that they're actually creating their every moment. And when you tap into that and realize that there are specific strategies on how to create your life, it's like tapping into freedom.
Does fatalism play a role in all this, or certain parts of your life it's just fated to happen regardless of how you go about living?
That's an interesting conversation.
I know it's deep.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I think about it every once in a while. I think about, gee, if my dad hadn't gone bowling one day in Walla Walla in 1945, he wouldn't have met my mom. I wouldn't be here. That kind of, you know.
Yeah. Well, I will say this: we have programs that run us, that run every part of our life, and we're not aware of those programs largely. And those programs do affect our actions every single day, and so we wind up at the bowling alley because of some part of our program, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're running on autopilot most of the time. When we can tweak those programs, delete some of those programs, and reprogram our mind with stuff that we want, that will get results that we want, again, it changes the trajectory of your life.
You brought a clip with you. We're going to show this clip in just a couple of minutes. I got one more question to ask you because it just popped into my head. Should people keep a journal?
I think that is one of the most wonderful things you can do for a multitude of reasons. One, it gets the stuff out of crazy town, which is up here. It gets it out of crazy town and into the real world, so you can really kind of go through it and understand what you're thinking. You can get that and get some clarity, and you can also start goal setting and look at, hey, am I on track, am I off track? But one of the other great things is that, so I've journaled for years and years. I've got a whole stack of journals over the years. Someday, this is going to be a wonderful gift to my children. Mm-hmm. When I'm not here anymore, they'll be able to go back through these journals and say, whoa, this is what my dad was struggling with, whoa, here's what were some really cool wins. Here's what he was thinking about. My stepdad just got about 3 decades worth of journals from that were his mother's. Wow. Yeah, she wrote a paragraph every single day, and what a gift to leave to your children.
We have a clip from Live It Up. Preview what folks, we got about 2 minutes we're going to show from the show. What are folks about ready to see? What do we got?
Yeah, this is Amy and I. We are talking about the importance of hydration, which is a common topic in our whole household. So she's got a wealth of information on that, and she's explaining why hydration is so important.
It's pretty much just meant to be for him. The whole purpose of that hydration show.
Here's a clip from Live It Up. And we'll wait 5 seconds. And you ready to keep going? Do you have regular segments on your show? Like every week, you always have something, what we call in this business a benchmark, or is every show a little bit different?
I mean, so far every show's a little bit different. There's some where Fletcher is going to be doing some interviews on people who it's called Being a Blessing, people who are a blessing in our area, and then I'm going to be there on most shows, not all of them. This show is not as easy for me to generate working full time, so I won't always be on there. But trying to really give people information about their health so they can be empowered, and then like I said earlier, having them work with Fletcher so people can get into action, maybe break through those areas that are stopping them so they can feel as good as they really could.
We're almost out of time. I'll start with you, Fletcher, then we'll wrap it up with Amy. What do you want people who watch the show to get away from? What do you want people to take from this show?
What I want people to understand is that you can create a life that is absolutely fulfilling. There are specific ways to live and to think that will get you the results you want. And we also take questions. You can email them to me at fletcher@fletcherellingson.com, and we will address those questions on or off the air. So anything's possible, Dan. Anything you want is possible.
Same question for you, Amy.
Yeah, what I'd like to say every show is that I really want everyone to know that wellness is available to you. It's available to everybody, and that is my commitment to help people really create wellness in their lives, and whatever that means for them. But I want them to feel vitality and wellness for the rest of their lives.
Good stuff. Live It Up. Mondays at 8 and 3, Wednesdays at 9, Thursdays at, just look it up. it's on a lot. Go to our website at NCWLIFE.com, and you can also watch, I believe, some shows on demand as they air on television. Then we move them over to our website, and you can check it out. Cool. So how many shows we got in the can so far?
We're filming number 8 today.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to the world of television.
Thank you.
It's not as hard as it looks, is it?
It's fun.
Shh, secrets between us two. All right. You're watching Wake Up in Anchi Valley. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
Moving doesn't have to be back-breaking, stressful work. And I don't want you to make a move that way ever again.
Traditionally, you would rent a truck. You would load up your stuff. You would rent a storage unit. You would transport it. And finally, you would unload your stuff yourself. You don't have to lift a finger. We bring the mobile storage unit to you, we drop it off, then one of our trusted packers can load it for you. We come pick it up and store it securely for you. We bring it back to you. No hassle, no stress.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining. There's no substitute for the power of cable TV advertising. With Solion Cable TV advertising, you can reach your target audience right here in North Central Washington. We understand their viewing habits and can precisely target your customers on great cable networks like these. Call Solion Broadcasting today and let us show you how to put your business message right in front of thousands of prospects at a very affordable price. Solion Broadcasting, 509-888-2020.
Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCWLIFE channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guest for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCWLIFE channel.
Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, serving all of North Central Washington. We make it our priority to learn all about your financial needs. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or want a reverse mortgage, our mortgage professionals are ready to guide you through the loan process. We have a wide variety of loan products to fit your family's needs. Call Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee today for your pre-approval. 509-888-0466.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas, and introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniac. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now, thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill. Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you.
Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
And welcome back to Studio 7 here in downtown Wenatchee for this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Nice morning out there. A few high clouds, no real wind yet. 64 degrees on our way to a high of 77 degrees. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at your forecast one more time as we close in on a 3-day weekend for quite a number of people. Dry and pretty comfortable, a little breezy today. The big story today is once again going to be the wind. It's going to be breezy with the northwest wind 7 to 12 miles an hour. It's going to pick up in intensity this afternoon to 13 to 18 miles an hour. Gusts near 30 at times. And that forecast high of 77, right around 4:30 is when we're going to hit that 77-degree mark. And that is when the winds are going to be at their highest. The wind will be pretty consistent. Northwest wind about 18 miles an hour right around 4 o'clock. Again, with those gusts high up near 30 at times. Clear tonight, still a little windy. 58 for the overnight. Remember, this is a cold front. It's a dry cold front. Not packing any moisture, but it is bringing some wind. So we're still going to have some residual winds tonight spilling into Friday. Northwest wind 8 to 16 miles an hour. Gusts as high as 26 miles an hour. Tonight for Friday, lots of sunshine. Again, a little on the cool side. That 77 that you see for today and tomorrow is below normal. Northwest wind tomorrow, 7 to 11 miles an hour. So it's going to be a beautiful night tomorrow night for high school football. And then Saturday, Sunday, to Labor Day Monday, we set up for just a nice, just a long continuation of mild, dry, and sunny weather as we bid adieu to August and welcome September on Saturday. Where has this year gone? A couple of programming notes. We mentioned it during sports. I'll mention it again one more time. We got Eastmont football. In fact, we got high school football and high school sports Beginning in earnest tomorrow, we'll have 21 live broadcasts between Wenatchee and Eastmont. We're talking about football, we're talking about girls soccer, and we're talking about girls volleyball. Between now and all the way through November, we're looking forward to it, and it gets going tomorrow as the Eastmont Wildcats welcome Wilson High of Tacoma to Wildcat Stadium. Grant Olson and Mickey White will be on the call, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff if you can't make it to Wildcat Stadium. And we have a brand new program that makes its debut next week. It's called Spotlight on Business. We've been going out over the last, when I say we, I mean Eric and Kat, have been going out over the last few weeks to tape these profiles of various businesses in the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington. It's a show you don't want to miss. Fascinating stuff, fascinating stories of the people who have decided to make a go of it on their own in business. It's called Spotlight on Business, and go to our website and you'll figure out the times because you do not want to miss that. Everybody have a really good and safe Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Till then, take care and bye-bye.